Green light, go, go, go.
Hello, 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 and welcome to Noobs R Us GT3 Rookie Series Season 6. This is Race 3. Tonight's race will be a 20-minute qualifier. That'll be 10 minutes for the Pro and Pro-Am split, and then 10 minutes for the Am split. Yes, we are combined tonight with nearly 40 drivers on track, if not more than that. 41 it looks like right now. On Misano, which is a small track to begin with, so we're going to have fun tonight with that. Adam Turai, hello, thank you. Tony's in Alexis, yes he is. Will, how are you? Good to see you. We are supposed to have some interviewees come in. I'm going to pull in one of them, Mr. Douglas Furnish. We'll pull him in. Mr. Furnish, hello.
Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm doing good. So you didn't move up to the pro split. What's your thoughts on that?
It is what it is. It'll happen.
Hey, but not moving up means you're leading the Am split, so.
Yeah, for another race. Yeah, I don't know what I'm not familiar with the 103.5% LFM.
That percentage kind of changes around, and I think the way it's going is more or less by track rather than by overall. So some tracks people can get around better than others, some people can't. And then there's consistency. I don't know. There's some weirdness going. Regardless of that, how are you feeling about your competitors, Woolhams and Roderick Rudd? They're second and third place, tied for second, realistically. How are you feeling about that?
I competed with Rudd a couple times just in random public lobbies and recognized the livery, and so it was interesting seeing him in here and how quick he was because we were super competitive then too. So it's nice to kind of see that battle continue on a more consistent basis. Woolhams is a new name to me, and so it's I see him here and there. I feel like he may have missed the first race. I'm not sure.
I think Woolhams has been here. Yeah, he's been here for both races.
Okay.
First race he finished 19th and 8th overall.
Okay.
But last race he finished 4th and 2nd. So, with that said, he's shown that he can battle for the top positions. Roderick Rudd finished 3rd and 3rd in his first race and 10th and 11th in the second. So, as far as the camera keeps moving to the interior view. As far as what it's looking like consistency-wise, it's you in the top with 2nd, 4th, 1st, and 1st now because of the drivers that have moved. We do have Glenn Jacobs, which has gotten first place. Ryan Chanley's gotten the 2nd place. We do have some people that have hit the podium, but not are consistently up there. So I'm looking forward to see how you perform tonight, see where you finish. We're going to be on track with the Pro-Ams and the Pros tonight. Does that worry you at all? Are you excited about that?
I think it may have been a little more worrying but getting able to have the little pre-races the night before and get some practice in, especially with, both groups of people kind of running in that as well. It's nice to see what times they're running. It's nice to be able to follow them and get some of their, tips and tricks basically off of some of their lines and things like that, see how long you can follow them. So I think it's been more helpful than detrimental. But do think it will be interesting with this many cars on track all at once, but I'm excited.
Yeah, so that's something that we discussed yesterday was the amount of cars on track, and we were really worried about Misano in general having this many cars. We were completely okay doing Spa because that's the finale of this season. Is Spa having this many cars? It's a huge track, but that's why we put it up to vote, and the majority of the AMs voted to combine it all. So that's what we're doing.
Yeah, you know, I mean, after getting to go and see a couple of the races and see how they do it in real life, it's nice to, I think, doing it mixed class and having that experience and having, you know, I mean, it goes up and down. It's good for the underclassmen, and I think it's good for it's definitely one of the better benefits I think that the pros get to have in the Noobs League as far as making them better in a real mixed league doing that. So, yeah, I like it all around. I think it's a good call.
Great. We may see you move up. We may not, depending on how tonight's race goes, because, of course, tomorrow's the deliberation day for the judges. So,
is this final? This is my final opportunity.
Actually, I think we go all the way to the 4th or maybe even 5th race now. I can't remember. I'd have to look it up, but I think we go into the 4th. But were you in the pro split in the GT4 series whenever you were here, or were you in the AMs?
That was my very first sim league. I'm pretty sure I was in the AMs.
Okay. Well, there's still a possibility. I mean, looking at your sim rating on SimGrid, you're miles ahead of 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th, and then you got 6th, who's right behind you.
Moving up.
So, but that's why we don't
races and things on the side too. So I'm trying to boost that rating as much as I can.
Yep, for sure. Yeah, moving on up, Dougie in chat. Mr. Furnish, I'm gonna let you go. Anything you want to say to anybody, or say hi to Mom, anything like that?
I just want to shout out David, always.
David. It's always David. Lizzie's in chat. She said, hey.
Oh, hey, Lizzie.
All right, brother man.
Hasn't been cooperating well with stream running at the same time, so I haven't been able to see that, unfortunately.
No worries at all. I mean, I understand, and it's not a requirement. But hey, jump down there into one of the chats, and I'll get moving on with the stream and kind of discuss what the format is for the night. Thanks for being here.
Well, thanks for all you do. Keep on doing it. Love you.
Love you. All right. He's going to be our only interviewee from the AM split. It looks like we are going to have the pro split here shortly. Looks like we got a driver out on track that's not supposed to be, which is unfortunate. A couple of them. So I think I may take a... You know what? No, I'm not. Because he's in the AM split, but he's driving that time. I'm going to let him stay out there. All right, we're good then. Except for Terazaz, but I think he went back. So yeah, tonight, 60-minute race. There is a pit stop. The pit window opens 1 minute after the start of the race and closes 1 minute prior to the finale of the race, or the finish of the race. So it's open pit. There's a 25-second minimum pit for fuel only. Drivers can take tires if they want. If they do take tires, it increases their pit time to 30 seconds. So not that much of a difference, but gives people kind of an idea of what they want to do. So yeah, that's the way tonight's race is going to be. It's combined. We've got 40-odd drivers, 45 drivers. That's a lot. This is the most drivers we've had on Noobs Rush track ever. With that said, I'm excited. We've got 2 more minutes of the pros to qualify. Up in first, we got Nico Menendez. Second place is Eric Dreyer, probably. Showing him as a bronze. The way he's putting down those times, I don't think he's a bronze. And then James Kosovoon in fourth. In third is Justin Griswold, but for some reason I'm not seeing him. My thing is all sorts of messed up. So Griswold, Nick Kanya in sixth. Drivers still making improvements on their times. Kevin Rivera up a half a second on his. Casey Swanseger up 7/10 on his time. So happy birthday, Lizzie. No worries, I'm missing the race. Will, hello. Adam Two-Ride, hello. Head on a swivel, good to see you again. I am not the best streamer on the planet. That is false, because if I was my first time streaming, I would have become a professional. So, working all the time. I'm working a lot too. I just did an exhaust swap on my car. I've never done that before, so that was fun. So, I posted a video on that. Yeah, so that's going to be cool. That's in the Discord. But Looks like we got some drivers still up on the time. Devin Anthony improving by a half a second. He's in 12th right now. That's middle of the pack for the silver plates. So we may see him move up here shortly. He's got 2 more corners to go as he's rounding turn 15 and then it's 16 here. We got a couple followers. Poo Poo Pirate 69, thank you for the follow. TCW 2024, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. And Adam Turai, thank you for the Prime sub. Prime subs will keep you from seeing the advertisements. We are required to run advertisements in the middle of the race. So what I'm going to do is, nearing the end of qualifying or at the end of qualifying, I'll run an ad so that we get the first half of the race done. That way you guys can see that first half of the race without an interruption. And then I'll probably run another ad during the pit stop section or the mid part of the race. Oh, Devin Anthony up in 10th now. Zach Schneider holding that first place position. Looks like Nico Menendez is stopped in second. He's in the pits. Drivers are starting to enter the pits now. Kevin Rivera crossing the line. No improvement on his time. Eric Dreyer, no improvement on his time as well. James Casaboon is trying to start another lap here. Looks like he's got some time to do so. Another little while. Couldn't make it. No way the pedals broke an hour before the race. Jeez. Well, somebody broke their steering wheel before the race, and it was Sean Bramer. Is he racing too? Yep. I think so. I think I just seen his name. Maybe I missed it. Yep. Sean's out on track. So, yeah. Tanya's up on his time by nearly 2/10. A little bit of time. With that said, the red plates are starting to leave the pits now. You see them starting to go out and start at their hot lap. And with that said, we may be getting some interviewees from the white plates to come in here shortly. So we'll see if they do. If they don't, then we'll move on. That's fine. Yeah. So top 18 drivers are going to be our white plate section or white and silver plate section. We do have Tonkin, who's didn't put down a time, so he's the only driver in the Pro-Ams that didn't do a time. All right, let's see. Improvement times right now. James Casaboon, as he's coming around the final 2 corners. Stuck behind a car, but is improving his time. Coming around the final corner. Hopefully he didn't invalid on that. Up 2/10. Moves from 5th into 4th. Overtaking Dreyer. A good time by him. Dreyer. He's back and forth on his times. I think once he crosses the line, he should go to the pits. There he goes. He's going to the pits now. So, yeah, he is supposed to be where he's at. Good. Hill, for some reason, off track. All right. All of our white plates have moved back to the pits, so we are red plates only right now. Some of them have crossed the line, but that just means they're starting their hot lap. A lot of people still out on their out lap. We've got 4 people from the lower splits. I'm going to pull them in one by one here. Hello, everybody. How are you guys doing? Kevin, Nico, Russell, Zach?
Hello.
Hello. I would like to start with Mr. Harold. Russell, hello. How are you?
Yes, sir. Doing good.
Good. That is good news. So your last week, I believe, was your first week in the Pro-Am split, correct? Or did you get moved this week? I can't remember.
This will be my first week.
Okay. With that said, you're currently in 3rd in standings from the Pro-Ams. So just by your times that you did in the AM split. So the way that...
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so the way that it works is you got 2nd and 2nd based on where you had finished last week in the AM split, and then it moved into the Pro-Am split. So if you raced with the Pro-Ams, that's kind of where you would have finished. So that puts you in 3rd overall. Your first race, 10th and 11th, so that was your drop race. This second race, 2nd and 2nd. Right now, you got Matt Russo ahead of you, Patrick Dubois in 1st, and then Devin Anthony behind. Have you raced with any of those drivers before?
No, I have not.
Okay. You're going to be racing alongside them. Looks like, where did you qualify? In 8th? So you got Devin Anthony 2 behind you, and then Patrick Dubois doesn't look like he's on track tonight. So with that said, you're where you're supposed to be. Are you nervous about being around a bunch of drivers you haven't seen before?
I am, but also I expect the race etiquette to be a little bit more clean, so a lot more predictable for sure.
Predictable, maybe. The etiquette, maybe a little bit more harsh. They're going to have a little bit less patience with you. Does that make sense?
Okay, yeah.
So expect that, but I think you'll be fine. You're right now, as far as positioning goes, you're in first for the Pro-Ams. So,
All right. Sick.
but you do have right ahead of you with very little time. 0.2 seconds is Nick Kanya, and then behind 0.1 second is Joey Johnston. So
All right.
I'm looking forward to seeing you in the middle of a pack that you haven't raced with. Are you worried at all about the large grid of 44 drivers?
Yeah, I'm pretty terrified about that. Especially traffic. Fighting the faster guys with the traffic is going to be pretty scary. I'll probably lose a few positions there for sure.
Well, know that the guys around you you're racing, and the guys that you're overtaking that you've lapped are probably also racing. So that just goes into the little bit extra patience, but don't stress it too much. Overtake when you have a safe opportunity, right? So.
Yep.
All right, Mr. Harrell. Good luck.
Yes, sir. I'm stoked.
Happy to see you out on track. I'm going to move on now to Matt Russo. We just pulled him in. Matt, hello. How are you?
I'm excellent. How are you?
Good. I'm doing well. Your first race, you got first in the Pro-Am split. You didn't know that because you weren't in Pro-Ams at the time, but that is where you're at now. So your next race, last week, it looks like you got third and fifth, so still a podium in there. With that said, How are you feeling about Misano?
Not my best track. Honestly, I'm kind of in it for the fun of the pack. I'm kind of interested to be with all the traffic. That'll be interesting.
Well, you've been with us before, so you already know how the combined servers kind of go, right? So you know what to expect. It's good to see you way up here in the splits, continuing to improve. I'm excited to see how you do tonight. With that said, you're in 11th overall and 4th for the Pro-Ams. Direct competitor for you is going to be Devin Anthony. I know you've raced around him. Are you worried about him tonight?
Yeah, we had some side-to-side action in the mock race last night, so I think we both know what to expect of each other. Hopefully, we'll be a little bit cleaner than we were in the practice race, but yeah, I think I know what to expect.
Okay, good. All right, I'm going to move on to the pro split now. Mr. Nico Menendez, how are you?
Hello, buenas noches.
Buenas noches.
Doing good.
You're in
Excited
third
for tonight.
overall, 2 points in trail of second, 4 points in trail of first. It looks like you're in second after qualifying. There's only one qualifier tonight. Does that stress you out? I know that you guys you did a DNF, or not a DNF, but you went down in some positions, especially in the first race. Are you worried about that at all?
I'm more worried about my pace in the race. I've been struggling in this car to find actual pace in race trim. So yeah, that's what worries me right now.
Okay. Well, you are in the Lambo, new car to you. If you wanted to just give up your points and get a new car, you could do that.
Nah, man. I'm just sticking with it.
All right. Well, good luck. With that said,
Thank you.
the next person, Kevin Rivera. Right now, you're in fourth.
Hello.
You've been fairly consistent. You did have one drop or one bottom position from last week, 6th place. So kind of in the same position as Nico. But you're in 3rd place tonight in qualifying. How are you feeling? Feeling good?
I mean, I shouldn't be in third. Should be at least 8th place,
Well, 8th would be last out of the pro split. So
where I should be. I mean, me and the Ferrari don't get along with this track. I don't know how I qualified third. It makes no sense. Having a Mustang, a Merc, and a BMW behind me makes no sense. But hey, let's see what I can do.
well, I'm excited to see what you can do. Hopefully, good clean race with the top drivers. You guys are very close on time. Well, except for Zach Schneider, because Zach is a maniac. But you guys in the top 3, 4, 5, all you guys in the 33s. So I'm excited to see what you guys can put down tonight. We're getting low on our qualifying time, so I'm going to move on to Mr. Schneider. Zach, hello.
Hello.
You've come in first every single race. You worried about not coming in first tonight with all the back markers you're going to have to get around?
I don't know. I think Nico's sandbagging a bit by saying his pace is off. I think it'll be closer than he thinks.
Well,
And
he's
then
gonna
whatever
have to work
traffic
his
throws
way
in
through
there, we'll just
traffic
make it more
too.
exciting.
Yeah. So,
So I think it'll be fun.
we got a lot of new drivers on track. A lot of people we haven't seen before. So you're gonna even though we've discussed the stay on your racing line and that kind of thing, you're gonna see people throwing themselves off track. Which is not what we want to see. But if you could give a word of encouragement or advice to these newer drivers, what would that be?
If they're worried about getting out of the way, just do it on a straight.
Just do it on a
Lift
straight.
and we'll just go. If they want to do their thing, that's fine. We'll find a way around them. But I mean, it's hard to manage other people's emotions and stuff. They'll be stressed out. We'll try to make it as easy as possible for them.
Okay.
At least
All right.
I will. I can't
Well-
speak for everybody else, but I'll do my best.
Zach, I want to wish you luck on getting around the traffic. You don't need luck to keep ahead of everybody because you're faster than everybody, so that's no big deal. But yeah, good luck, everybody.
You making me feel like shit.
Hey, man, you are.
Oh, thank
Just
you.
kidding. I'm kidding. All right, good luck, everybody. Clean race tonight. You only got one race tonight, no restart. So good luck, and we'll see you out on track.
All right,
Thank
Jeremy.
you.
Bye bye.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
All right, guys. We're going to go ahead and I'm going to run an ad right now. We're going to switch over to the qualifying or after the qualifying here shortly, and then we'll go over the lineup of our drivers. So I'm going to go ahead and run that ad now so that we don't get interrupted later. Sound good? Sound good? All righty. If you're still with me and you don't have ads, grab yourself something to drink. Get some relaxing going. Get a snack. I'm still finishing dinner as we're sitting here, eating some chili. Delicious, homemade. All right. Grizz got disconnected. The rookie server didn't show up. Had to connect their ACC connector. Nice, good. At least that's kind of how we set that up. That's good news. How's everybody else doing? Guys doing all right? All the drivers are kind of pulling off the track now. They're finishing up some laps. Nothing major going on. We'll let them do their thing. Last week I didn't take a break during the ads, and I talked. And then at the end of the race, I had a my throat was sore, so you have to back out. Ping's 300. Oh, I see what's going on. That sucks, dude. Well, sit and watch the race and enjoy it that way. At least that way you get something going. Looks like everybody's pulling off track now, so that's good news. Grizz, you ever want to commentate? You're welcome to join in the booth and you can just commentate with me. The ad is about to be over here in 40 seconds. Once it's over, we'll run down the line, go over the cars in our line here. We got 40 something, 44 drivers. Oh. Pretty chill right now. All right. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining. Thank you for sitting through those ads. It's not that we want to put ads, but we don't put them. The stream will put them in randomly, and it'll interrupt places. So if I have control over the ads, then at least I have control over it. Because we don't really care about making money. We're here for the fun, right? So we've got our lineup. All the drivers are out on track. I'm going to go through the drivers as best as I can. There's 44 of them. Let's go down the list. In first place is Zach Schneider. Second, Nico Menendez. Third, Kevin Rivera. 4th, James Casaboon. 5th, Eric Dreyer. 6th, Nick Kanya. 7th is Russell Harrell. You can see Justin Griswold there, unfortunately, in the middle of all that. So Russell Harrell. 9th, Joey Johnston. 10th, Devin Anthony. I'll get to that in just a moment. Thank you for the follow. 10th is Matt Russo. 11th is Austin Gerber. 13th is Nicholas Dwyer. 13th, Casey Swanseeger. 15th, Douglas Furnish. I'm sorry, 14th, Douglas Furnish. 15th is Roger Rudd. 16th is Hugo the 13th. 17th is Jake Woolams. 18th, Emmanuel Ramirez. 19th is Andrew Casey. Like I said, you're going to see a different number than what's on there, so I apologize. 20th is Tony Danzig. 22nd is Colin Westerhoff. 22nd is Christopher Chan. 23rd is Phil Dixon. 24th, Mirko Terrazas. I don't know how to say that. 25th, Wes Jones. 26th, David Alicea. 27th, Joey Allenson. 28th, Larry Foster. 29th, Mike Cook. 30th, Ryan Shanley. That rounds out top 30. 31st in the pits, Eric Metcalf. 32nd is Garrick Bennett. I'm going to try and get a better view for that. Garrick Bennett. 33rd, Sean Bramer. 34th, Jeremy Hayes. 35th, R.L. Brown. 36th, Drew Freiberger. 37th, Glenn Jacobs. 38th, C.W. Wells. 39th, Alex Londar. 40th, Ethan Grau. 41st, Ian Guzzoni. 42nd, Corey Schreiber. 43rd, Simon Tonkin. And in last, but certainly not least, Ramon Sanchez. That was a lot, okay? I caught it right at the end there. See that? See how I finished it right as he drove off? That was awesome. I Plunkett. Okay, hello. Thank you for the follow 2 minutes ago. Sorry that took so long to get to that. Let's see. You give it a shot at some point? Okay, no worries. Don't have to do it today. Thought I'd offer. We're always willing to get more commentators in. Drivers are out on track. First place is already going around turn 8. Last place is just getting into turn 4. So I hope that everybody can get to side-by-side formation prior to the start of the race. If they don't, that's unfortunate. Metcalf looks like he's stuck in the pits, made a mistake and didn't go. And then, who's that? James Casaboon as well? Or no? P7. Who's P7? That would be, Justin Griswold, who wasn't able to join. So, gotcha. So, look at all those cars, man. We got 44 drivers out on track, right? No. It's going to be wild. 45 whenever, or no, it's going to be just 44 whenever Eric gets out there. So, it's a lot. Weaving, getting their tires warmed up. They're going to start going side by side here very shortly. I hope the drivers in back start moving forward so they can catch up, because they're going to have to race up into position. Drivers go through turn 12. This is the most dangerous section of the track, 12, 13. It's my favorite part, though. Let's get this music shut off for the race, everybody. I'm going to jump into it. The Uncrustables livery, yeah. I asked him the other day if he was eating Uncrustables and drinking a beer. I guess that's the joke. See the drivers in front going to that side-by-side formation. The drivers in back are rushing to catch up as they race through all the corners. It looks like, for the most part, everybody's going to be caught up and in position. They do have to catch up a little bit closer. Get into that position. There we go. Noah's Ark formation, side by side. Lead drivers getting ready to cross the start line. The final driver's all the way in the back. He's going to be still coming around the corner as we go green. We are green at Misano. GT3 Rookie Series Season 6. 3-wide action going on into turn 1. I'm going to move right to the middle here as we catch all of turn 1. Even with all those AMs back there. Not a whole lot of balks. We're doing a great job. We got a little bit of balking in the back. But that's awesome compared to what we've seen first season. We're hitting everybody. Even the first race. That was a great job by everybody into turn 1. Zach Schneider running down the back straight now. This is considered turn 7 right here, underneath that bridge. So he's going to try and run away. Got a lot of action still to come. Oh, you can see some bonks up there at the top of the screen there. Nothing major came of it. Some slipping and sliding in the middle here. Looks like that's Austin Gerber in the middle of the track. What a terrible place to be, everybody. Go, start driving there, Gerber, go. Oh my goodness gracious. That's putting one of our pro drivers all the way down in 36th place. Nate Dwyer is going to be our lead of the, Nicholas Dwyer is going to be our lead of the red plates. You are going to see that one bronze in the middle. Eric Dwyer, he is actually a pro. I checked that out on SimGrid to make sure. Nicholas Dwyer is trying to run away here. Pit window is open. Keep in mind it is a 58-minute pit window, so starting 1 minute after, ending 1 minute before. A lot of slowing down here in this part of the track. That was almost nerve-wracking there. There's the spin. Holy, Jones just got right into him. Get off the track there, get off the track. More crashing, more bonking, more spinning. David hitting more people. What a rejoy. He's blocking the pit entrance, so if anybody wants to go in the pits now, he's in the way. There you go, somebody's trying to get in the pits. That was wild. Like I said, it's not going to be easy with 44 drivers out on track. With that said, all the way down in last, Eric Metcalf out there. We have a bunch of drivers entering the pits. That's probably what I would do too after that. Oh my goodness, that was wild. Let's move up to the front. Zach Schneider. Now 0.7 seconds ahead of Nico Menendez in that Lamborghini. You can see him chasing him down as they go through into turn 9 and 10. Kevin Rivera a whole 2 seconds off of those drivers, with James Cossaboon in trail. James Cossaboon trying to hold off Eric Dreyer. Only a half a second behind, and then a nice train of drivers all the way to 8th place. I'm going to move down the line here and get some close action going. See some overtakes going. Drivers going down this straight now. You can see side by side with that green Porsche with the teeth on it as he's trying to run into turn 11. Keep that inside. He's going to stay on the inside again through turn 12 and hopefully hold that position. Perazaz off track, coming right back on and able to get that overtake completed into turn 14. Drivers behind. Foster, you can see, trying to attempt an overtake as well. Drivers are still all over the place. We got Andrew Casey was in the mix in 30th place now overall. So he's got to try and work his way back up. He's going to try and send on Wes Jones here shortly. I'm going to move. Let's see, where are we going to move? We got people in the pits still, getting their pits done. Andrew Casey trying to get an overtake. Let's look at Allenson again and Terzas. These two drivers are still going at it as they go into turn 4. Terzas wasn't able to hold for a while, it looks like. And Allenson trying to gain that position back. Actually, it looks like he's lost a little bit. Terzas now trying to get overtake done on Phil Dixon through turn 7. Going into turn 8, staying on the inside line. You can see behind Allenson trying to also get on that inside line and get another overtake done. Looks like he's going to try and follow suit. Dixon doesn't want to let it happen. He's going to hold that position. That beautiful blue Porsche. Drivers going through turn 10 now. Down this back straight. Moving back a little bit, you can see Larry Foster trying to get an overtake done on Allenson now too. A lot of racing in this middle of the pack. Everybody fighting everybody for a position. If you're not fighting, you're being overtaken, right? It's kind of the way it is right now in the middle of the pack. We got Tonkin and his teammate Glenn Jacobs. Tonkin trying to work his way from the back towards the front at this point, but he is side by side with Glenn Jacobs as they're going through the final corner now. You can see another driver almost going 3 wide there. That could have been dangerous. I think that was Gerber trying to gain the positions back as well. Tonkin running away. Austin Gerber trying to get some extra positions here as well. Glenn Jacobs being on the inside, not because he wants to, but because that's where he was on the edge of the corner. Just wasn't able to give that position up all the way. Overtakes being completed all the way up to the front. Eric Dreher trying to overtake James Kossabun for that 4th place position. See if anything happens as the drivers enter turn 9. You can see Dreher turning in a little bit earlier. Both these cars very fast down the back straight, so you're going to see that Mustang's going to pull away, but not going to be enough for that Mercedes. That draft might help the Mercedes out, and into turn 12, you may be able to get an overtake done. Not enough. Still only 0.3 seconds behind. James braking early. Dreher following suit. No time gained here by Dreher. A little bit there on the apex. See these drivers so consistent, so fast that even in braking zones, it's hard for them to gain any position or time. Dreher a little bit better run on the exit of that corner. Going through the final corner now, down the front straight. Dreher now 0.2 seconds in trail. Is he going to peek to the inside? He's not. He's just going to follow. Dreher's brand new here, so he's not really sure how James races. He doesn't know what to expect with that driver ahead. See him trying to peek a little bit. We're now going through turn 4 and 5. That gap is now widened now. James is starting to run away a little bit. Going to move down the pack a little, or down the line a little bit. We can see a little bit of racing going on. Gerber still trying to make his way back up. Doesn't want to get hit by that 23 car, and it almost happened. But now, Mike Cook has Glenn Jacobs side by side. Glenn Jacobs going for the overtake into turn 4. Not going to be able to complete it. Broke just a little bit too early. Got a little bit of damage to his front end as well. He's going to be able to, or Mike Cook's going to be able to hold that position. Let's look at Larry Foster and Dixon again. These two have been racing since the beginning. Looks like Foster's able to just get around. However, Dixon's going to do the switchback and get that position back. Larry Foster too wide on the exit of turn 8. Larry trying to go onto the inside of turn 9 now. Get that position back. He's got to stay tight on the inside to hold that position off for Mr. Dixon. Phil right on the tail of Larry. So they're going down the back straight now into turn 11. That Porsche is not going to really have the speed down the straights, but it will be able to outbrake that Lexus. Phil now worried about the car behind him with Simon Tonkin. Now Tonkin is a upper split, so he may give that position up to Tonkin just to get him through. We'll see though, because he's starting to fall off now to Larry Foster ahead. Moving down the pack, we got R.L. Brown being overtaken by Grau, or vice versa. It looks like Brown slipping and sliding through turn 13. Now, got to get himself turned around and rejoin safely here in a very dangerous part of the track. But luckily, no drivers around. That could have been dangerous. Like I said, Dixon was going to let Tonkin through. It looks like he did. Gerber's now behind as well, separate split, so he's just trying to let these drivers pass. There is a whole 51 minutes left in the race, so not a whole lot of fighting that needs to be done right now if you don't have to. Moving all the way back up to the front. Dreher still fighting Kossabun for that 4th place position. He's closed the gap back up after losing the time, so as they go into turn 12, you can see Kossabun ahead looking for Kevin Rivera. Also ahead of him, the gap between the drivers nearly equidistant. So James, while also worried about Dreher behind, also has to think about trying to overtake Kevin, and he's going to want to do that as quickly as he possibly can, because he doesn't want Dreher to catch up. I'm going to move towards the middle. We got Matt Russo and Ramirez. These two drivers in split and fighting for position for that 11th place. As these drivers are about to come through the final corner now. You can see that GTR turn in just a little bit earlier than that Porsche. It might be able to get Russo a better run on the way out. He's really got to change the way he drives compared to these faster cars down the straights. Try and get a better exit. Ramirez is starting to run away, but not enough for that Porsche. That Porsche is definitely catching up. I say that as they start to break a little bit of a pace in here. We'll see how he goes through this corner and see if he catches up at all. Yeah, you can see him closing a little bit of that gap. Not going to be enough for an overtake into the next corner, though. But just enough to poke his nose in and hopefully get some good draft down this straight. There's a lot of damage to Ramirez's car ahead, so that is another advantage for Russo. With that damage, he's not going to have the airflow he's going to need. Lose a little bit of speed down the straights. Let's move back to Dreyer again with James Casaboon directly ahead of him. James is now falling off of Kevin Rivera. Dreyer only 0.1 seconds behind. Is he going to poke his nose in? He's going to look in a little bit, but not enough. Actually fall off a little bit because of it. That race taxi 240. It's a pretty cool looking livery too. Dreyer going to get a little bit wider turn here. See him go a little bit wider on the exit as well. Closing that gap just a little bit further. It's not going to be enough for an overtake in the turn. However, they do have back markers in the mix now. And they got to start worrying about back marker cars. It's only been 8 laps, and we're starting to really get into lapped cars, which is going to be advantageous for a lot of these drivers. Let's move towards the middle here, towards 7th place. We got Harold trying to catch up to Nick Kanya. Now, Harold is our leader for the Pro-Am split. He might move up quickly into that Pro split. He just moved out of from AMs into Pro-Ams in one race, and he's already leading the Pro-Am, so there's potential there for him for sure. See him right on the nose of that back marker. Back marker moving out of the way, and that gave a little bit of time for Kanye to run away, but it's not going to be enough. I think Harold's going to end up catching up. It looks like we had an issue with... No, we did not. We did not have an issue. I thought we did. We did not. So these 3 drivers still fighting, and you can actually see James is caught up a little bit to Kevin Rivera in that last lap. P1 and P2 have ran off from each other, and they're 3 seconds away. So a lot of split between those drivers. I'm going to move all the way to the back here. It looks like we got Gerber trying to continue get his way up through these other drivers. Larry Foster ahead. Gerber trying to gain that position on him. Larry doesn't want to give it up because that'll get him closer to the driver behind. Let's look at, let's see, Glenn Jacobs and Mike Cook, 2 teammate drivers in that Wrecker Race Team vehicles. Glenn Jacobs in 24th. Doesn't want Mike Cook to catch up. See that split, 0.7 seconds off. So I just want to point out right now, our red plates in the lead. That would be Roderick Brudd up in first, with Chan behind, a whole second behind, and Westerhoff in third. We just talked to Douglas Furnish earlier. He's way down here, middle of the pack for the red plates, if not just a little bit above that. 27th overall. But he's got a lot of time to gain to get that position back. Looks like we got a driver entering the pits, Terzas, entering the pits and getting his pit out of the way. We do have some racing to be had yet. Back up here, Glenn Jacobs and Mike Cook. Mike has fallen off now. Looks like Doug Furnish has Drew Freiberger right behind him. Either that or he just got, no, that I take that back. Furnish just took over that position from Freiberger, so he's trying to run away now. Freiberger has some drivers behind him. And that would be Dwyer, who's a back marker, and then Jones in trail of him. A lot of splits still. Gerber still working his way up. You can see him side by side now. He's starting to work his way into the Pro-Am split, so he's actually finally on the back end of the Pro-Ams. There is some red plates ahead of these Pro-Ams, but he is still working his way up. Gerber was all the way down and nearly last and has worked his way to 19th overall. Ramirez losing a position to Russo ahead. Lots of drivers off track there. You can see Casey Swanseeger back there off track. It looked like one of the drivers was entering the pits. Who was that? Maybe I just missed something. That could have been a back marker. That is a back marker. Disregard that. Oh, we got a moment. Holy crap. Let's back that up and watch a replay of that. I think Dreyer and Kosovoon just got into a bonk. Let's see what happened leading up to that. These drivers are coming through some of the final corners here, it looks like. Oh, he just got on the gas a little bit too sharp and went right into him, spun himself around. So he's got a lot of time to gain now. He's 2.4 seconds off of P7. Nick Kanye has some clear air all around him, all alone. Our lead driver in the Pro-Ams, Harrell, is catching up to Nick Kanye still. Hasn't really gained enough time to complete an overtake. That's unfortunate on his end. I just want to say hello to all of our viewers. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us. I know it's been quiet in chat. I hope you all are doing well. I've been doing a lot of talking, so if you guys have any questions about our series, about who Noobs R Us is, please let me know. I'll answer questions as best as possible. Wes Jones getting some back marker traffic, also trying to overtake a company driver. It looks like he almost hit him. That made me nervous. Freiberger ahead. We've been meaning to join on one of these races, but just haven't had time. Well, we do races on Sundays as well. Midday on Sundays, Eastern time. So if you can't make the Tuesdays race, the Tuesdays is rookies, but the Sundays is intermediate. So you feel free to join that if you'd like to. You don't have to. It looks like we've got an overtake being completed by Hugo the 13th. What time on Sundays? I believe it's 3 or 4 p.m. Eastern time, something like that. Don't worry about the pit wall saying time. You can do exclamation point SimGrid, and that'll pull up that information. Hugo trying to hold that position off from Swanseeger. Swanseeger also has Ramirez behind him, but he's fighting for all of those positions. We got Pee Poo Poo throwing in a random stream. Okay. I don't know who that is. I don't know who Ice-T Enjoyer is. All right. In the back, we got a pretty good gaggle fighting for this 10th place position. It looks like Matt Russo and Casey Swanseeger. Both of these drivers have been teammates with each other in multiple endurance events, so they know how each other drives, and they're both driving the same thing. I'm not going to check them right now. Pee Poo Poo 392. I'm streaming, so I'll check them out at a later time. Okay. 1 minute of damage for David, then get a penalty for speeding the pits. Didn't stop. Didn't add enough fuel to finish the race. David! You can't just give up, though. What are you doing? See, 341 getting around Casey Swanseeger easy. Looks like he gave him that position. However, Casey also has Johnston to worry about. Johnston in that Berserker car ahead getting around easy. 8:30 Tuesday would actually work better for me, just haven't gotten in on it. Okay, well. Perfect. Well, we hope to see you on a track. Hope to see you out there. We enjoy having new drivers. That's what we're all about. Brown, side by side with Ethan Grau as they're going through the middle of the track now into turn 9. Grau almost hitting him. Grau, that controller king, luckily not hitting him there. That was nerve-wracking. Oh my goodness gracious. I can't believe that almost happened. Way to save it though. Moving up, got Furnish trying to get an overtake down on Glenn Jacobs. These two are fighting for a points podium. Glenn is tied for third right now, I think. Furnish getting around him. Glenn going wide through turn 3. Glenn needs to keep up though, because he needs to get those points back as well. So with that said, Furnish is only 1 position away from 4th, and then 2 track positions away from that podium position, which is where he wants to be. So August needs to catch back up. This race is worth double points, so worth quite a bit. Joey Johnston trying to get that overtake done on Casey Swanseeger. Casey more or less letting him have that side-by-side position. Not going to go defensive. He's just going to let him have it so he doesn't have to worry about the bonk. Tony Danzig, a driver we haven't watched it all tonight, has Emmanuel Ramirez ahead of him as they go into turn 13. Into turn 14 now, this right-hand hairpin. Losing a little bit of time as it happens. Right now we got, looks like Eric Metcalf in the pits trying to get some fuel and stuff. We're approaching the midway into the race, so you're going to see a lot more drivers starting to pit. Chan and Rudd. Rudd just overtook Chan this last lap, those last couple corners. Chan needs to regain those positions. These guys keep battling too much. They're going to move down on track position, which is not what they really want to do. Linkade, thank you. Thank you for the praise. We appreciate it. Lazy tonight. Well, David, if you want to jump in and just watch or commentate as well, you can do that. Let me know if you'd like to jump in. Linkade, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Hayes. Jeremy Hayes, the driver that's new to our series, new to our community. Working his way up as well. Mid-pack. Yeah, take your time. Hayes now gaining a little bit of time on Drew Freiberger ahead. Drew, in that GT Racing Academy Ford Mustang, has been with us for 2 seasons, I believe, maybe 3. He's been working with the Racing Academy to try and become a works driver for Noobs RS. I'm going to move up really quick. We got a side-by-side action going on. Larry Foster and Joe Allenson ahead as they go into turn 9. Larry going to be side-by-side and be able to complete the overtake on the way out. However, Allenson getting a little bit better of an exit there. See if he's going to be able to tuck his nose back in down this back straight. Flying over the apex, you can see that McLaren being tighter on the inside, trying to gain that time back. This is the portion of the track where you're going to want to try the overtake. He's just gaining that time back. He moves in, not able to get an overtake done as they go into the hairpin. Moving up, Westerhoff gaining some position. Looks like Roger Red's entering the pits now, or Chan is. Chan's entering the pits. Roger Red right behind. He's trying to cut him off. He doesn't want him to take that position back. Chan and Red racing for position. One of these drivers may take tires, and if it's Chan, that'll give Roderick that position. We'll have to see what happens. Moving out, back on the track, Allenson. Allenson is not our last place Pro-Am, but nearly last place for track position as he works his way up. We do have some Pro-Ams, and that's those silver plates down in the middle of the pack. Andrew Casey being one of them, and Simon Tonkin as well. With that said, Harrell is still working his way up into the top 5 overall. So we've got a lot of those white plates. It looks like the white plates that got killed have left, as they do, because if you're not winning, you're losing is the way they see it. But those top 5 drivers now, all white plates. Harrell trying to get around Kanye as it happens. He's saying, put me in the pros. This is where I belong too. Great place to be. We're going to have to take an ad break here shortly, everybody. I'm probably going to push it back to about the halfway point, so another 7 minutes or so before we do it. Jeremy Hayes trying to gain that time back on Freiberger. Nothing really major came of that. We do have a lot of drivers now that have been doing their pits, so I got to make sure I see that information somewhere on screen. It looks like everybody from 1st to 16th have not done pits yet. And then we have a mix kind of bag from the back in 42nd up to about 26th. Kind of a mixed bag there, so we'll have to see what happens as they continue to go. No, custom livery is not required at all. You can use a default livery at your discretion. Absolutely. Johnston, right on the trail of Hugo the 13th. Henry the 8th is what I like to call him. Yeah, no worries. I mean, I've made all of our Noobs RS liveries, all the purple ones that you see with the hexagons. I made every one of those for like 30 cars. So I understand. They are a pain to make. But if you join and you get in with a group like Wreck-It Race Team, they might make you a livery so you don't have to make one. All right, we're starting to get to a point now where we're going to see a lot of splitting up between the drivers. So there's like no battles on track right now. The only battle right now is Joey Johnston and Hugo the 13th, and then Harrell and Nick Kanya. So we'll continue to watch Joey as he tries to gain that position into 8th place. That'll be 2nd place overall for the Pro-Ams currently. Casey Swanseger from the Pro-Ams going in the pits with his 3 stripes, showing that he got 3 podiums under the Noobs RS name. Johnston gaining a little bit of time as they go into turn 4, not enough to get an overtake done on the way in. Keanu Reeves livery, we actually saw that in real life, the Berserker livery in real life, and I got to sit and chat with Keanu. It was awesome. So that was a lot of fun. And by got to sit and chat, I mean it was us, but me and a bunch of the Noobs RS guys, and some of the Boobies racing team, and it was just us. We walked up on him alone and just chatted. So it was awesome chatting with him. He was pretty chill. His PR guy wasn't very happy with our existence there, and he tried to push us away the second day. When all I said was, "Here, I'm giving him a Noobs RS sticker," and then Keanu was like, "Oh yeah, I'll take a sticker." So that was pretty cool. I hope he puts it on his car. That'd be cool. You can see Joey Johnston now within a 10th. Going to the outside, you can see Hugo being defensive on the way in. Hugo with that damage. Going extremely wide, but able to cut right back into that apex and keep Joey from overtaking. Now, Hugo has a back marker ahead of him. Not somebody who wants to have to face. See, he may end up going to the pits if he loses too much time with his back marker. Getting around, you see a back marker on the outside. Johnston not able to gain that time back. He is a little bit faster down this straight. Now, all these drivers, you can see. Oh my goodness, what happened? Hugo slipped. Harold losing that position to Johnston. Wow, what an overtake. You see Harold flashing his lights there with that Lexus ahead of him. Trying to get around and catch back up. That was wild. Harold now trying to catch up to Dreyer ahead. Dreyer is one of the pro drivers. He's technically a white plate. Last place of the white plates. Harold trying to catch up to that. So that was a little bit of wildness going on. A little bit of slipping and sliding and moving around. Lots of drivers going to the pits now. Harold going to hold that position off from Dreyer. Dreyer going to try and get it back. He tucks his nose in. A little bit of sliding from that Porsche ahead, not enough to lose any extra time there. Harold just wants to run away from Johnston behind. Johnston now 15 seconds back after, I don't know what happened. Got mixed up with some of the back markers, it looks like. That's unfortunate. Hugo still in the mix of that too. So looks like Dreyer's going to go to the inside. Going to cut back to the outside, go back to the inside. Be on the outside of turn 1, but that's not going to be enough for him to be able to get an overtake done. Into turn 2 now. Not going to be able to get an overtake done there either. Andrew Casey in the back of everything now, up in 17th overall. Got to work his way back up. You can see Wes Jones ahead. Case Jones's father just started racing with us a couple seasons ago, and he's been consistently racing with us, so it's great to see him there too. Like I said, a lot of drivers in and out of the pits right now, so we're going to see some position mix-ups. The track's going to thin out for a little bit, which is good. Give people a breather. Casey. Andrew Casey trying to get that position on Wes Jones. Goes to the outside. Wes Jones is going to the inside of the pit. That was nerve-wracking too. Roderick Rudd is now in trail of Andrew Casey. Roderick has got a lot of positions to gain to get to those first place podium positions for the red plates. All of the red plates now off. It looks like, who was it in first? Just jumped in the pit, so seeing some movement going on there too. Right now our current podium is Colin Westerhoff. Podium for the red plates. Harrell, side by side with the back marker as he's working his way around. You got Hugo way behind, and then Tony Danzig in third now due to the pit stops. Joey Johnson, Matt Russo, those guys are going in the pits. We'll let these pits kind of finish up, and then I'm going to run an ad here in about 2 minutes. Andrew Casey getting around some of these red plate drivers as he works his way back into the proper split. He's side by side there with Roderick Rudd. These drivers have raced each other before. They should know how to race each other. Does it show who is pit on the board? No, it doesn't. I can turn that on, but it makes it really, really wide, if that makes sense. So I can turn that information on if you like. Let me see if I can find it really quick. I am not looking at the screen, so please forgive me. Let's see here. Standings, driver info. Pit info should be on here somewhere. Pit info. There you go. Pitted lap. Yeah, it shows pitted lap on there. Yeah, so if you see where it says lap 18, lap 14, that'll tell you if they pitted or not. So forgive me. It shows it. I just didn't look. So right next to their name, like look at Roger Red, says L14, and then 53 is how long it took for him to pit. So that kind of gets you that. Drivers from 11th up still need a pit. So 13th up. I'm sorry. Oh, it looks like speaking of pitting, Kevin Rivera jumping in the pits now. Not a lot that he can do. He's well off the driver ahead of him, and so these guys are just trying to work their way through other drivers. Andrew Casey still working his way around. Lots of positions being moved here. See some other drivers jumping in the pits. We're so split up right now between drivers. It looks like Dreyer. Ooh, Dreyer and Tanya are side by side as they're going through turn 1 and 2. Tanya trying to hold that position as they work their way into turn 4 now. Dreyer still trying to tuck his nose in. Not able to hold the position. Tanya, these two have been battling for a little while. Dreyer does want to get around him, show him that he is in fact a white plate. I think it may happen by the end of the race today. There he goes again. Way to throw it in. A little bit of a bonk. Moves him off. Dreyer once again slipping and sliding for the second time today, losing extra time. Now Harold's right on Dreyer's rear. I say that, but he's still half a second off. Project Red getting hit. Oh my goodness, who was that? That was Dixon getting hit. Sliding across the track. Andrew trying not to hit him. What a way to lose that position. Oh my goodness, he recovered without hitting a wall. No extra damage to him, thankfully. Oh my goodness. With that said, guys, drivers are starting to finish their pits. I'm going to take a quick ad break. It'll be 2 minutes. I'm going to pour myself a beer. If you guys want to have a beer with me, please grab one. If you don't want to see the pits and you have Amazon Prime, feel free to subscribe with your Prime sub. That'll keep you from seeing the ads. I don't want to show them as much as you don't want to see them really quickly before anything happens. I do want to see Mr. Furnish, see if he goes for an overtake into turn 11. Not in there far enough, but turn 12 is the overtaking position. He goes to the inside. Brakes, side by side. Turn 13. Oh my goodness. Wes Jones off track out of nerves. Douglas, what an amazing overtake. And just forcing him off with the brake. Let's see, resub with the Prime. Appreciate it. I am going to step away during this ad break. I'll be back in 2 minutes. I'm going to put auto cam on so you guys can still see some other drivers. And I will be right back. I am back. David, have you joined up? Okay, David. Hello, David. Hola, senor.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
How you doing?
Good. How are you? Are you in the server? Did you get things pulled up?
No, I'm logging into the server right now. I need to put on the
Make sure you sign in with the spectator, not the driver. All right.
Yeah, I know that free. That's the last thing I need, dude.
Last 2 seconds. All right, everybody, welcome back. I've been joined in the booth with Senor David. Hola, senor. He's getting the server pulled up now. He's going to be logging in. He'll be joining us. With that said, it looks like we do got a battle between Casey Swanseger and Tony Danzig on track here.
Oh, I see why.
Looks like Casey's just trying to gain that time up. Kanye is now in the pits. See, we do have drivers still not going out in the pits until late, so we may still see that Colin Westerhoff's the only driver now that hasn't been in the pits in the top 19 drivers, so quite a bit. Ooh, there was almost a bonk there between Casey and Tony. They come through turn 4. Casey side by side on the way out of turn 5 and 6.
Yeah, they're definitely trying to go at it and trying to stay safe.
That was actually Russo around there. So Russo, Tony, and Casey all fighting. All Noobs Rush drivers fighting for position. These guys are team drivers, but there is no team orders. They're just going to continue to battle because they all want to move up. Casey trying to get that position back from Russo. Tony just trying not to die in the middle of it.
That Lexus looks so good with that livery.
Think so?
Say. Yes.
I mean, let's take a quick walk down of the I really don't like the grill of the Lexus. That is my biggest pet peeve about that. We're watching a full-on battle go on right now as I'm looking at the livery. I like those 3 stripes though. Those look good on the car.
So somehow my livery got into another car. I don't know what happened there.
I don't think it got onto another car. I think somebody took your livery because you uploaded it. That's probably what happened.
Really? But it's on an Aston though.
What? Which one?
Oh man, I'll find it. I'll tell you in a second.
Okay, you do that and you find it. Is it Chanley? It's not Chanley. No.
No. I'll find it here.
I don't see. Oh, Furnish? Oh yeah, Douglas Furnish's car.
Yes.
What? I don't even feel like it was like that to begin with, but you're absolutely right.
Yeah, I mean, I saw it on the stream. I'm like, what the heck is going on?
Something's going on with his livery. Maybe something we should talk about. Regardless of that, we have lots of battles back out on track after the pit stops. Mirko trying to get that position on Drew Freiberger as they come out of turn 6. Down this back straight, Drew with the excruciatingly high amount of damage on his car is not going to be able to hold that position down the straight. Oh my goodness, I'm surprised his hood hasn't flew off and into his face. Oh my God. Yeah, so now we know that livery's just broken. That is weird. The Lexus sounds good, you say? Oh my goodness. Glenn Jacobs not going to go for an overtake on Austin Gerber, but there is a possibility. Austin, being a white plate driver, is probably just going to pull away. But Glenn in 4th place over. Oh my goodness, as we're talking about it, he just hit Austin. He rear-ended him right into it. Austin working his way back up again. Gets bonked again, dude.
No brakes.
This guy has been... Oh. Like I said, that is the most dangerous corner in my opinion because it's driven so differently by different people. Oh. He's got to be frustrated with that now. Roger Rudd.
Yeah, anyone would be. Yeah, it's such a weird entry too. Like if you don't commit to it, you over slow your car and the guy behind you is gonna go right through you.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Roger Rudd trying to get that position on Joe Allenson.
Roger Rudd, welcome back.
Yeah, he rejoined us. He's slipping and sliding there. Looks like he may have had a bonk too.
Oh, look at that! Nice save.
And no death, luckily. Joe still kind of side by side, a little bit in trail of Roderick, going to try and get that position back. Colin Westroff, 2nd place overall for the red plates. Chan just ahead of him, fighting for that 1st place. Can't see him on screen, but he's there. There he is in that green Ferrari ahead.
It looks like what?
Sorry.
A very sleek Ford.
It started with an F, okay? Started with an F. Gonna try and gain that position, gain that time.
I could have stayed in there and I'll lap myself, but like,
why not? It's fun. It's fun.
It is fun. It's just not tonight.
While we were on break, I grabbed myself a beer, and then I told my kid that I had to go back in and continue the stream, and he goes, "Have fun with beer 30." Anybody have a link for the Logitech G29 setup? My suggestion for you is jump in the Discord. You can do ! SimGrid or sponsors.
Mr. Pupusa.
Somebody in there will definitely have it for you.
Yes, yeah, we can definitely do something.
Colin Westerhoff. See, he's tucking his nose in, trying to get that position on Chan for that first place in the red plates. Westerhoff, right now, looks like Westerhoff is where? He's in 22nd position overall. But that could change with tonight's race being up in second.
Westerhoff?
He gets the overtake done, yeah. He missed the first race and did bad in the second. Westerhoff gets the overtake completed
Okay.
and is now in first place for the red plates. Now Chan has a silver plate behind him, Evan Anthony. Chan just wants his position back. Andrew Casey in the pits again for the second time today.
Ouch.
Well, unfortunate for him. R.O. Brown trying to
Wait,
race
is he
Chandler.
the only one without a stripe in the team?
Not in the team, no. Where's Tonkin at? He's been quiet tonight. Tonkin did a Tonkin Bonkin and is now in 27th. Actually, what happened with Tonkin is he started from the pits or in the back. No, on PS5 you cannot, and I'm sorry. We're PC only. You can still join the Discord, absolutely, and people will still help you out with setups. But yeah, our series is PC only, so it's unfortunate. I'm sorry. Evan Anthony trying to get that position on Chan. Chan is like, please don't fight me. I need to catch back up to Westerhoff. Because if Chan loses that position to Devin, then that goes the first place position for him. And so it's starting to quiet down a little bit. A little bit of space between all drivers at this point. I believe Andrew Casey
Ramirez
is.
has a drive-through.
Oh, I think that's what happened with Andrew. I think he had a drive-through as well because he's right back out. No stop. You said Ramirez has a drive-through as well?
Yep.
That sucks. I don't see any of those. I don't get any notification of those. So,
Okay.
so let me know when you see them.
Schreiber, car 123 has a stop and go 30.
Stop and go 30 for Schreiber as well. He's in 42nd place. He has been from the start of the race. So he's got to jump in the pits at some point or he's going to be penalized further. GT7 is, while it is good on PlayStation, you're right. The ACC is so much more realistic.
Yeah.
Devin Anthony still fighting Chan. Chan is now 2.5 off of Westerhoff and is probably frustrated about it too. You can see the difference between Pro and AM drivers in that instance. You saw how close into the center of the track or even further to the left he was when Devin was trying to make that pass. There's Ramirez going through his stop and go, drive through whatever penalty he has. Schreiber, middle of the next lap, he didn't have any way to get through. That's going to put Ramirez down in not last place for the silver plates, but not where he was.
What happened to Nico and Kosovo? Because Rivera just went to P2.
You're right. Something happened. Have we tried out Evo? A lot of the guys in the Discord have. I have not. I watched some.
Evo was
some
pretty
people
good. The cars handle a little different, but for the most part, it's pretty good. But hopefully they'll work the issues with stability.
I'm hoping that. I honestly, this is my dream, that they just basically port over ACC into it. And I'm saying that because if they don't do that and you've got to work through and buy cars and all this crap, people aren't going to want to do that on the competitive side of things. So we'll have to see what happens. Hugo and Tony Danzig fighting for that 10th place position. Hugo's had a lot of bonks mid-race, going to the inside of turn 14, going to be able to complete the overtake. However, Tony's going to be side by side on the way out. Hugo gets the advantage on the way into turn 15 as well. Tony not going to tuck in and try and get another overtake. With that said, Casey Swanseeger and Matt Russo have run away from those drivers behind. Matt Russo in 3rd place overall in the Pro-Ams. Glenn Jacobs in 4th right now for the AM split. Glenn, in my opinion, has been the most improved driver from last season to this season.
Jacobs?
Yeah, because last season he was working mid-pack to low-pack.
Well, he got a lot of new gear. He's been,
He's been
getting
making a lot
up
of
to-
improvements.
Yes, yes.
And working with that Wreck-It race team, getting pointers from each other. They really have been. Oh, I think we had a bonk here. I'm going to back this up a second. Chan and Westerhoff. Back it up and see what happened here. Looks like they were side by side with that Lexus there. Oh no, Westerhoff just slipped. And then Chan just getting wobbly on the way out. Gotcha.
Yeah, that turn right there, it's, you know, you got to commit, otherwise you're just done.
Yeah, it's a nerve-wracking moment. All right, moving back here. It's hard to look between these two drivers because they're at the same time difference between each other. Glenn Jacobs trying to gain a little bit of position. You see the back marker of Freiberger there kind of holding him up. He tries to get through. Jeremy Hayes and Joe Allenson still fighting for that position as well. Now, Joe is a Pro-Am in 21st place. You can see by the silver there. And then Jeremy Hayes, 22nd in the AM split. Let's move back up to the front here with Glenn Jacobs. Glenn trying to gain that position on Ramirez. Both of these Wreck-It race team drivers probably in a chat with each other talking. Glenn trying to gain those positions. Still got a little bit of damage to the front of his car, so it's not helping him out down the straights. But once he gets into these corners, he's going to be able to out-turn that GTR. That GTR is not really good for turning. A lot of position changes here for a moment. Tony Danzig just went up. Chan went down and then up. What just happened here? I'm going to back this up. Tony Danzig.
I'm trying to find it. Like, what the heck?
That was weird. What happened? Tony Danzig.
It like I don't show anybody in the pits, so it's like
I don't know what
what's going
happened. Maybe a couple people just went down and we missed it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Andrew.
weird. Andrew Casey in the pits again. I think at this point, Andrew's going to pull the old, if you're not first, your last moment, he's going to sit in the pits for the remainder of the race.
12 minutes.
Yeah, it's only 12 minutes. I mean,
You gotta drive
the last
through
quarter of the
for
race right now.
28.
Yeah, that's Jeremy Hayes. He's been fighting Joe Allenson this whole time, but now he's got a drive-through, so that's unfortunate for him. Ooh, moving up, Devin Anthony, as he's trying to get around Chan. Chan trying to hold that first-place position. He's going to hold it because Devin is actually a different split. So he's going to hold that place, but he doesn't want to lose any extra time because Westerhoff is only 1.5 seconds behind, fighting for that first place as well. Moving further back, once again, we got Ramirez and Jacobs fighting for that position. Now Ramirez is in the Pro-Am split, whereas Glenn is in the AM split. So while he is fighting, he's not fighting for position. He's just fighting to get ahead and stop being held up.
I think Menendez is slowly but surely catching up to P3 Casablanca.
Yeah, but he has
So, like,
6.9 seconds, 7 seconds off, 11 minutes to go. In order for Nico to catch up, which it looks like, let's see how he does as he crosses the line for this lap. He's about to cross
He's
the
trying
line
to
now.
be safe.
This lap he did a 35.6, whereas James did a 34.4 and Kevin ahead 34.9. I think James has a much better chance of catching Kevin ahead.
Oh, yeah, he is. Kevin is going through a lot of traffic right now.
Looks like he got around the majority of it. 3 seconds in trail. Got a lot of time to gain. I'm going to move back here for a second. We were just talking about this with Chan and Westerhoff. Chan not wanting to get overtaken by Devin because then he's got to worry about Westerhoff behind. Well, Westerhoff now is right there in that blue McLaren and is caught up because of it. So Chan doesn't want to lose that first place position. Now outside of a second from Devin, so he doesn't have the draft from Devin to help him out. Westerhoff trying to get back in that first place. Jeremy Hayes and Joe Allenson are fighting for position, but Jeremy still has to do his drive-through. Westerhoff, you can see Nick Kanye in that, what is it? Can't think of the name of it. It's not Smuckers.
Kanye?
No, not Kanye. Zach Schneider. That's what I meant. Schneider in his
Thing?
Mustang. What is the thing on the side?
Mustang.
Uncrustables. That's what it was. So it is Smuckers. Smuckers Uncrustables. I couldn't think of the freaking name of it.
I don't have his livery.
So because he did all that and has worked his way through and around Westerhoff is now a second and a half off. Chan is hoping that an overtake here doesn't lose him any extra time, so he can continue to stay away from Westerhoff. Unfortunately, he did lose enough time. Westerhoff is caught up again within a half a second of Chan.
It's going to be a good battle.
Yep. You can see Mike Cook here as well. Mike Cook looking at Brown ahead. Brown's got a back marker in the mix. But Brown's got to get around this Lexus.
Why is Cook driving the M4?
I don't know.
Does he hate it?
Oh, yeah. So, in our Discord, every time you do, well, not every time, but, oh, yeah, every time you do the times bot command, ! times, in the Discord, it pulls up, like, random sentences and facts. And one of the facts is Mike Cook hates the M4. And he's driving it now, so it's kind of funny. I wonder if he typed that and said that in chat, because I remember seeing it in the Discord chat. And I wonder if he had said that during the GT4s. I wonder if he was driving in GT4s at the time.
Ah, yes, I think so, yeah.
So maybe he didn't like the GT4 M4, which, understandable. Mike Cook trying to get that position on Brown ahead. We're kind of in a moment where drivers have split off once again. Looking up at James Cossaboon, though, I want to look at this. P3, 2 seconds trail of Kevin Rivera. Kevin lost a whole second that last lap because of back marker traffic.
He has two cars in front of him.
He's got two more ahead of him. That might give James a way to catch up. You see James just coming around that corner there from turn 3. But Kevin's just trying to run away, but he knows he's not going to be able to. He's right on the tail of that back marker Ferrari and the GTR ahead as well. I believe that is Glenn Jacobs.
Flashing the lights. Look.
Yep. Kevin flashing the lights. Those two are fighting for position, or not position. You can see he got around one of them. That's Glenn Jacobs giving up that position there. Ramirez ahead has been known not to give up the position, so we'll see what happens. James also needs to now get around Glenn without losing any time. Kevin luckily didn't lose a whole lot of time in that. James is trying to catch up. Kevin's around, more or less, as they go through turn 11. Kevin is now fully ahead of both of those two back markers with no real time loss by a half a second realistically. So if James loses a half a second, they're back to where they were at the beginning of the last lap. Chan's still trying to catch up to Westerhoff. Not looking like he's going to be able to do that. Looks like we just had a moment of people driving off. What was that? Mike Cook overtaking some drivers? Those are back markers.
Yeah, just going to the side.
All drivers all the way down to P23 are now outside of a second of each other. I take that back. Chan is still fighting up there. Cossaboon's still trying to get back up. This is a lot closer for second place than I expected it to be. I think something happened with Nico and he got into a bonk or something and made him fall off.
Yeah, you can see a little bit of damage on his car.
But on Nico's? Oh, yeah.
Yep.
So James still trying to get those positions. He is now clear ahead of him. He doesn't have any back markers right now. Kevin has nobody ahead of him. I mean, he does, but it's about a second ahead. So we'll see what happens as they approach the next set of back marker traffic. Willems and Jeremy Hayes going at it for that 22nd place. I love Willems' livery. I'm going to take a quick look at this livery. I love this livery. I just think it looks so good.
Oh, wow. Very Hawaiian.
It's like a dark Hawaiian almost. Like Hawaiian that you'd expect to see
like a 80s retro vibe going on.
I don't know, I just like it. I think it looks really nice. But I like purple, as you can tell by the Noobs R Us cars, so. All right, hold up. Let's move up. James Cossaboon has gained a half a second or a whole second on Kevin, dealing with that back marker. So he is now within draft.
5 minutes to get it done.
5 minutes to get an overtake done. Kevin is not one to back down, and he will be defensive every moment he can be. James, also aggressive, will try and poke his nose in any moment he can. So this may be a good race for that top position in second place. Zach Schneider only 24 seconds ahead of Kevin. Zach has just been dealing with back markers, but there's been a lot more mix-ups going on. Oh, you can see closing that gap further as they go into turn 4.
He needs to be right upon that car if he wants to overtake on the back straight.
Well, while he does need to be on it, that Mustang is going to be faster in nearly every straight and corner exit than that Ferrari. That was evident.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get at, where if he can get it down on the straight and not battle him in the corners, he should be fine.
Yeah, we'll see. He's closing the gap a little bit. Regardless of that, he's gonna have the draft and the outperforming vehicle. So we'll see what happens if he closes any time. Yeah, see already 0.6 seconds. He dropped it down from 0.7 now to 0.5. I'm telling you that Mustang is rapid down the back. 0.4. See, closing further.
Coming in hot.
Yep. Staying within the track limits, or within the game's version of the track limits. Closing it up right there, right on his tail, using all of the track, all the way to the inside. You want to cut as much of that apex as you can without hitting those curbs, because it's dangerous. You can see one of the drivers pulling into the pits there. He must have I think that's, who's that? Porsche? Not Tonkin. Russo, maybe.
No, it's Dixon.
Dixon. Oh, yeah, Dixon.
Tonkin with a drive-through.
Tonkin has been doing some Tonkin bonkins with his times. He should have qualified. I don't know why he didn't. Dangerous doing a back to first or last to first kind of thing, especially on this track. We started out with 45 drivers, and we're down to 40 now. Kasaboon still trying to gain that time. We're going down a straight again. You can see that. Yep, here we go. 0.2 seconds. Moving to the inside. You can see Kevin going to the inside as well. Like I said, he's going to be defensive every moment he can be. James just trying to get the better entry into turn. What turn is this? 8? Turn 8?
Yes. This is where he needs to work the exit.
So he needs to get a little bit better exit here, and he'll be able to. There he goes. He's closing it up. 0.3 seconds. He's a lot closer this time around than he was last time. He was 0.7 or 0.6 last time around. 0.2 now. He's closing it up. He might tuck his nose in. He's not going to because Kevin has gone defensive. But he's going to try and turn in a little bit tighter. Not going to happen. Kevin being extremely defensive. Good racing by both of these drivers. Knowing what each other's going to do and not forcing something that's going to cause the race to be over for both drivers. So
this makes me so happy. Oh, Glenn Jacobs with a drive-through.
Glenn Jacobs with a drive-through.
This makes me happy. I know when Kasaboon started with us, he was pretty gung-ho about trying to get a pass done.
Yep.
But I just love him right now. He's keeping it calm, taking his chances.
A little bit of mix-up going over here. Oh, and some bonks going on with the Noobs Rush driver. That's Kevin Rivera right there.
That's going to be a freebie for James.
So James now moves up into second because of that.
I think that's the end of it. That's a minute and a half to go.
Yeah, 1 minute and a half. If Kevin can put down some faster times, which he might be able to, but I don't think it's going to be enough. He's still got to get around this other back marker too. James does as well. James getting around him more or less easily. No bonking. It looked very close. Is he going to stay wide? He is going to stay wide.
Oh, he's going to run away here.
Yep, James will run away on the straights. So if Kevin can out-brake and out-turn, that's the only way he's going to catch up. Pit window is closed. No more pits. So if drivers didn't finish their pit up, that's the way that's going to be. Larry Foster is now within a half a second.
One more lap. What is Kevin going to do?
I'm going to move down the line as we go for this last lap. Let's see what we got here. Woolham's fighting for P6, I believe, P5. But he's actually not racing Allenson. He's just track position. Larry Foster trying to catch up to Chan on the last lap. Devin Anthony trying to catch up to Tony Danzig on their last lap. But what we're going to do is we're going to follow Kevin and James and see if anything happens. As they've just come through turn 2 into turn 3. Into turn 4. You can see Kevin trying to just tighten those turns a little bit. You can see how much tighter is. He is almost in the grass there, trying to gain as much time as he can.
Don't get in the way, don't get in the way, don't get in the way.
Back marker over there. He's not in the way. He's out of the way. Good safeness there. Kevin closing that gap in the braking zones. Like I said, as long as he can outbrake and outturn, he'll be able to get right back up on James.
I think he's going to try to go inside.
He is. Just like you said, he's going to poke his nose in there. James leaving enough space for him to be there, but Kevin didn't poke his nose all the way in because he knew that if he had hit him, it would have been the end of it, and he wouldn't matter at that point. Kevin trying to stay ahead of Nico in points as well. So we're coming around the final sector of the track now through turn 12. Zach Schneider has won first place, 24 seconds ahead of second place James Casaboon, who we're watching right now. James and Kevin Rivera on track. We are going to see some drivers still finishing in the middle of the pack. So Devin Anthony, Tony Danzig have finished as well. E. Dixon is finished. Looks like that's going to be it. James Casaboon will be your second place driver. Kevin Rivera in third. Nico Menendez.
Unfortunate.
Has some catching up to do. Nico in fourth. Your first place driver for the Pro-Am split is Russell Harrell, who we talked about earlier, being moved from the Am split to the Pro-Am split and then dominating that. So he may even move up to the Pro split. Russell Harrell coming around the final corner now with the back marker ahead of him. He's not going to try and get around. No need to. Joey Johnston in that Berserker Ford coming around the final corner as well. 2 back markers ahead of him. These guys are Pro-Ams. They do have a pro driver behind. You can see Nick Kanya coming around the final corner. Lots of cars around him. All back markers. Nick Kanya. Matt Russo in 8th. With Casey Swanseeker directly behind in 7th. Devin Anthony has already finished and is in the pits. Hugo the 13th crossing the line all alone. Nobody else around him. And then every single other person has crossed the line and finished. So that will be our finishing of race 3, season 6, Noobs Are Us. That was amazing. That was a lot of racing. There was a lot less box. So I'm happy to see all that. Great news.
David.
I am going to throw up the replay so you guys can see that. We'll turn all that off, and then we will get some of these drivers in here for a post-race interview. David, would you like to take over the post-race interview?
Sure.
Okay, I'm going to drag these drivers in. I'm going to get them in
Next
here.
one's right there.
We got Zach and James and Kevin. So, David, take it away, senor.
No, let's start with Kevin.
Why are you
Kevin,
laughing? I'm not
that
laughing.
back marker there. We went a little bit wide, and Casaboon just capitalized on that. What happened there?
Dude, after the pit stop, I was getting frustrated with how much lap traffic I was getting into, and they were making it so hard on me. And I'm like, I kept on losing time. James was 7 seconds behind me, and I just kept losing way too much time trying to pass them. Then, whatever. But then with Brown, it's just, I don't know. I'm not gonna say nothing. But hey, I got third.
Oh, yeah. Mr. Casaboon, how was that for you?
Oh, see, he had traffic in the first half. I had it in the second half. I had it in the first half. I was when he pit, I stayed out to try and get a little bit of an overcut, get better tires toward the end, which I definitely had better tires toward the end. But I lost those at least 4 or 5 seconds before the pit. But I mean, I was able to actually put down good laps toward the end. And
yes, dude, you're definitely doing some good stuff. Yes. Snyder, was it cold and lonely up in front?
No, because we had back markers everywhere. It was like super exciting actually.
Cool.
Had a couple close calls, but yeah, made it work. I lost a lot of time too, but like it's expected. So
yeah, still 22 seconds ahead. It was a good race there. We got first. Yeah, it was a good race. I came into the stream a little bit ago. I had misfortunate events, one after the others. I just good. Who got first? Was it Russell Harrell? Yes, he got first.
Yes, correct. Yeah.
He is muted.
All right, he's here. Go ahead and start talking to him. He'll unmute.
Hey, tell us about that win there, Mr. Harold.
What's that?
So how was the race for you? I saw you coming in first there.
Yeah, it was great. One problem is I over-revved a little going into turn 3, about 20 minutes in. And for the entire rest of the race, my engine was about to explode, so I kind of had to baby the car.
That's
Yeah.
That was great.
But yeah, we made it. We made it across the line. So.
Hey, good race, man. Good race.
Yes, sir. Good race.
Was it Russo that came in second?
Yep.
How was that for you?
I was alright. I got my temps all wrong, and then I just got a really bad pit. Came out into a bunch of traffic, but it was fun overall. Not any incidents from what I can remember, but
Yeah, getting the temps right is so crucial in these races because you're gonna have to overbreak a lot of people, and then if you're 10% not there, it's just even more difficult.
yeah.
Douglas, teach me how to Dougie.
Dougie Fresh didn't get a podium. He's just in here to gloat. That's all he's doing.
Kick him out. Kick him out. We got a rat on our miss.
Furnish, how was your race? How did you do?
Should have been on that podium. I mean, I got spun out twice and fought back to it. I honestly didn't know where I finished. I thought I was third or fourth, so I was coming in regardless. Yeah.
Did a good job
So
fighting
here
your
I
way
am.
back. So, with
You
that
can kick me
said,
out, but I'm coming back.
you'll be back to say hello. Thank you guys for joining us in the booth this evening. I'm gonna go ahead and close off the stream. Great racing. Honestly, even if there were a lot of bonks, there was a lot of battles to be seen on track. The very first lap, the first couple corners, there was only like one spin. So I think it was very clean for having 44 drivers on track. So you guys did
So what
good.
you're saying is we can do it more.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying it'll be voted on by the AMs continuously. However, the finale will probably still be combined. So there's that. Thank you for being here. I'm going to go ahead and get the stream shut down. Feel free to jump out as necessary. So,
Thank you for joining us.
Crim78
everybody.
in chat says, guys, create a poop GT3 series for me. That's it. This is it. The GT3 rookie series. Welcome aboard. Feel free to join.
You have found it, senor.
That's it. We're here.
Like
With-
You
to
have
give
found the pot of poop at the end of the rainbow.
I'd like to give a driver shout out to David.
Senor David, the driver shout out. We
Thank
always
you,
shout
thank
out David. No matter what happens, we shout out David. With that said, I'm going to go ahead and hand the stream off. I'm going to do a raid on, I don't even know how to say it, Hollywood Gaming, I think is how you would say it.
Right.
So we're going to raid them. If you guys are new and just jumping in or you haven't been here, join the Discord. Join this, sign up through the SimGrid. You can already see it says SimGrid right there. And yeah, thank you for being here. I'm going to go ahead and set this raid up. Feel free to jump in, say hello to Hollywood Gaming. It looks like he's fighting on, I don't know what track this is. I can't tell. No, it looks like he's on Misano too. So there we go. Go say hello to him. Thank you for being here. I'm going to shut the stream down. Have a good night, everybody.
Buenas noches.